In this video, we're going to unbox an Apple PowerBook G4. Inside this big box I have sitting in front of me should very well be another box which will hide, you guessed it, an aluminum 15-inch Apple PowerBook G4. So let's get right into the unboxing. So the specs on this particular PowerBook is a 1 GHz PowerPC G4. This is actually the first aluminum 15-inch PowerBook Apple released. 256 megabytes of RAM, 60 gigabyte hard drive, 15.2-inch widescreen display, and this model does not have the backlit keyboard, and I'll show you that in just a second. So opening the retail box of this PowerBook G4 unveils almost the same thing that we have in the iBook G4 that I did a few years ago, the unboxing for the iBook G4. We have this little piece of cardboard that says designed by Apple in California. We lift that off. Inside of here we have a extension cable for the power brick. This also has a copy of Microsoft Office 2008 for Macintosh, so this has a genuine copy of that. A genuine install copy of OS X Leopard. We also have a spare genuine 15-inch PowerBook battery. Here is the power supply itself. This is obviously before the days of MagSafe, so we still have the old barrel type connector there. And then we, first off, not to kick anything off, we take off this piece of polystyrene, and inside of here is the PowerBook itself. So let's go into a little more detailed tour. Alright, let's take you on a guided tour of the 15-inch aluminum PowerBook G4 here. Obviously, this is a used machine, so you can see there's some scratches and stuff on the top. I actually expected that. But overall, it's in pretty nice shape for its age. These look very similar to the first generation MacBook Pros, but there are some differences. On the back side, there's nothing on the back here, obviously. On the left-hand side here, you have your power port. Obviously, as I mentioned before, this is before the days of MagSafe, so this uses the old barrel style connector. We have a 56K modem, audio in and out, and a PC card slot right here, so that way you can put in Mac design PC cards. On the front here we have a slot loading combo drive. This does not have the super drive in it, so this model does not burn DVDs, but it will burn and play CDs, and it will play DVDs, but it will not burn DVDs. There's a little dent right there, just a tiny dent. It's not a big deal. You can actually disassemble these whole things, and you can actually try to unbend the metal if you want to. We also have the latch here and the sleep light. One of the many differences between the G4 PowerBook and the first generation MacBook Pro is this does not have the IR sensor for the Apple remote. On the right side here we have the lock slot. We have a USB port, FireWire 400, FireWire 800, Ethernet, S-Video out, and DVI, which will actually support VGA using a dongle adapter. And I also forgot there is also another USB port on this side as well. So basically in terms of looks, it's very similar to the MacBook Pro, but the MacBook Pro is a little bit different than this. It is a little bit thinner, and when we open it up, you'll see one of the differences is the fact that it does not have a webcam right there. You can see there's no iSight camera built in. The built-in webcam started with the MacBooks and the MacBook Pros. We have a full-size keyboard here. Now this keyboard, unlike the other 15-inch PowerBooks and the MacBook Pro, this is not backlit. This is the original 15-inch aluminum PowerBook G4 that was launched in 2004. And the bottom end model did not include a backlit keyboard. Now you could add it as a as I think like a couple $100 extra, but the base model, the base configuration did not include a backlit keyboard. But I have heard of people being able to put the backlit keyboards on these models by buying a whole new top case that has the ambient light sensors and the fiber optic backlighting underneath the keyboard, and you can put the backlit keyboard on here. But this model, the base 1 gigahertz model, does not have the backlit keyboard. And these keys are actually a clear plastic key that is spray painted with a silver spray paint, and so the characters are not printed on the keys. You're actually seeing through the paint. And one of the problems that happens with these is the silver paint wears off. And when that happens, the whole key lights up if you have one of the backlit keyboard functions. We obviously have the trackpad here. Unlike the MacBook Pro, this does not have the 2-finger scroll, and it's not a scrolling trackpad, and it's obviously not multi-touch. This was way before the days of multi-touch here. The screen is a 15.2 inch compared to the MacBook Pro's 15.4, and the difference is the aspect ratio on these are different. So that's why it looks a little bit smaller. So we're all plugged into power. Let's go ahead and fire her up. Now this machine has been upgraded to Mac OS X, otherwise known as Leopard. Whether or not I'm going to keep 10.5 on here, I'm not sure. I may bump this back down to OS X Tiger, which I personally feel is a better OS for the G4s, in my humble opinion. But we'll see what I do with it. I may ultimately just leave Leopard on it. And as you can see right here, we boot right into a fresh OS X.5 desktop. And it's obviously asking me for Wi-Fi networks, but she boots, she works. So that is the unboxing and overview of the Apple PowerBook G5 Aluminum. So there you have it, the aluminum 15-inch PowerBook G4. And this is a machine that I've never actually had in my collection before, so it's nice to actually have a nice example finally in my collection. So, and obviously also with the box and everything, you can see all the box and stuff over here. I gotta pick all that up. But yeah, so it's nice to finally have one of these in my collection, and it's an overall nice shape for its age. Obviously it's used, so there's going to be some scratches and stuff on it, but I might look into possibly trying to rebuild it. Maybe if I can find a nice top case for it and maybe a nice screen or whatever, I might swap the components to try to make it look probably as close to new as I can. But overall, it's a nice shape. There's really no dents or really any major dings or anything that often happens with these. So, and obviously it comes with its original box and everything, so that's a thumbs up for me. If you like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more from the Techies World, hit that subscribe button down below, and make sure you click on that bell icon to turn on notifications so you will be first alerted to all new future uploads. And make sure you follow all of those social media accounts, the Snapface, the Instagram, the Twitter, and the links to those are in the video description down below. Thank you for watching.